Okay, sorry about that. I don't know what happened. For some reason, my phone just went a little crazy there. So, welcome to tonight's live chat. Sorry about that little, I don't know what you want to call it. Technical difficulties, I guess. I will just wait a moment while everyone comes back in. There we go. Welcome. Hi. Oh. So I hope everyone is well this evening. It is 9 o'clock here in Canada. Hello, everyone. Um, yeah, today was a good day. It was beautiful outside. Um, I'm live. Yoda, come in and say hello.
I just wanted to start if you started yet or not.
Okay, I'll see you later. Oh my goodness. Um, I'm well. I'm well. I've got. I don't know if you can see it. You can kind of see my plans in the background. Um, Huge list of things that I want to complete this year. Anyway, so tonight I am going to be working on a mock-up. So I'm actually working from this pattern. I'm going to be using this for a project that I'm going to have coming up in a couple weeks. Yeah, I don't know what happened with the other video. For some reason, it just malfunctioned and it just didn't want to happen. Um, yes, yeah, streaming in. I stream after my kids go to bed, so that is that is how that happens, which is why I'm so late today. I guess I'm usually late. What number Butterick? I'm working with 6018. So that pattern right there. I'm using that. I guess it's view B is going to be the one that I'm kind of working from. So I am just doing like the. You've made that pattern. It's really nice. Yes, I've made it once before. This is probably about 7 years ago, and yeah, I'm just retrying it for a different project now. Which actually, if you were on my Instagram, you may have actually seen. I'll show you guys. Whatever. So the fabrics I'm using for that project is these right here. So the main dress is this color right here, and then yeah, I'm really excited for how this is gonna turn out. Which no one's actually guessed what it's for yet, so I'm kind of excited to see if anyone can guess what that color combo is and what that color combo means. I've probably just given a really huge hint now. So anyways, yeah, I'm just working on alterations for that pattern because I'm changing some neckline and sleeves and I'm making it sleeveless. So um lap zipper for the button band. Um so I am putting a lap zipper in this. I like lap zippers. I really don't like invisible zippers. They just don't hold up well for me. Well, you guessed Disney, so that's quite close. um, Hello from Chilliwack. Oh my goodness. Yeah, okay, so you're not too far away from me. That's delightful. Yes, invisible zippers are absolutely evil. I only work with them if it is absolutely required. Otherwise, yeah, I will stick to my regular lap zippers. I like how they turn out and I know how they're gonna turn out. So yeah. Anyways, do you guys have any questions or anything tonight? I don't really have kind of a planned subject. Usually when I do the lives, I kind of plan a subject that I want to discuss. And tonight I was just kind of flying by the seat of my pants. So we'll see how it goes. Um, I actually did get some questions over on Instagram that I will answer later on. But if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask them while I kind of just work on stuff. Anyways, so what are you guys working on right now? I always like hearing what everyone's working on. It's just kind of fun. um, kind of intricate work have I done or would like to try? Well, I'm obviously I've got my lace pillow kind of hiding up there right now, but my intricate work for my big project for this year is obviously making lace. So I think that is going to be, oh, they're flying by now fast. um so they're flying so my big project is of course my lace that I'm making, and I think that's the most intricate thing I'm working on right now. Um yeah. Oh, yes. I love my new machine. If you guys, I don't know if you guys all saw it, but in the community section of my channel, I got a new Trendle machine. So I think the date on her is, I think it was 1910. So she's very, very good condition. One of my husband's, one of his coworkers' friends or something, their grandparents are getting rid of it. And so I picked her up for a very good price. And she's in very, very good condition. There's only like some minor rust on the actual like legs of it. But other than that, she is in great condition. And she just needs a new belt. So I need to order one of those off of um, eBay, I guess, or something. I'm still looking online. I haven't actually gone into a lot, but I'm excited to get her up and running, which will be really nice. Um, yeah. Okay. Have I been making any other lace? I haven't made any other lace yet. I've been really, really busy. So yeah, as soon as I get my Regency stuff done, I'm gonna go back into my lace making, I guess, extravaganza. Currently unpicking pockets. Okay. Huge UFO pile. Yeah. No, I'm for my new machine, I've actually been watching a couple restoration channels on YouTube. So I'm interested to kind of get into that for that machine. So yeah. 1940s inspired dress. That is lovely. Sorry, I keep on messing with the focus. I'm trying to read all the comments here. So, any recommendations for a dress form for a plus size lady? Um, oh, there's a dress form company. I can't remember the name of it. First of all, for my dress form, this is completely, I made her up myself. So I used a hard plaster mannequin that I got for free. So it had like a really nice stand. And then from there, I padded her out with foam and, oh my goodness, what's it called? I can't think of the name of it right now. Batting. There we go. Foam and batting. And then once I got her to my measurements, which actually aren't my measurements anymore, I need to make her a little more bigger in some areas. So I need to definitely resize her in a couple areas. But yeah, I then just like created a cover for her. So essentially, it's just um, foam and batting that I put on her. And I'm trying to think. There's a company that you can put your measurements in, and they will send you a pattern to create your own mannequin. And I think, is it called Bootstrap Patterns? It might be Bootstrap Patterns. I cannot remember. Um, there's a lot of people that have talked about it. But anyways, you essentially sew a mannequin that fits your body. And so that's something I'd like to try in the future. There you go, Bootstrap Fashions. That is it. Okay. Oh my goodness. I love how many of you are from Australia. This is great. That makes me happy. I've always wanted to go to Australia. Is there a reason more people don't create their own dress forms? I think some people just don't trust it. Um, they don't have enough faith in themselves to create it. I don't know. I like creating things that are personal or I guess custom fit to my body because then I know things are gonna work. Uh, Yay, more Canadians. Sorry guys, I'm just reading comments here. Okay, one of the comments actually that I got in, I wrote them down. I forgot to take people's names. So yeah, I'm sorry if I forget people's names. Um, but some of the questions that I got, like a lot of them I've answered before in previous lives. So if I don't answer your question, you may want to go back to other lives that I've done. Um, One that did come up was, how did I start sewing? So I started sewing when I was 8. I kind of forced my mom to teach me how to sew. At that time, my mom was busy with many other things, so I'm very grateful that she took time out of her day to teach me how to sew. But I kind of actually let me grab. So these are the books that my mom got me. So I don't know. Are these backwards for you guys? I don't know. Sewing Machine Fun, I Teach Myself, and More Sewing Machine Fun. So these are the two books that I kind of began with. It's great that I still have them. But there's like little things in here. So like you would use your sewing machine to like sew. You would copy this out of the book and then use your sewing machine to sew on paper to copy those. So there's like a bunch of different things in here and they like teach you how to make like cards. So there's a bunch of different stuff in here and it's interesting to learn to sew that way. It was fun for me. But after I stopped learning that way, I guess stopped from there, I kind of took a break from I guess age I'd say 14 to 16 and then I got into cosplaying. So I started cosplaying quite a bit and then yeah, just kind of grew from there. I discovered historical costuming, I think when I was about 18. At that time, I'd grown up like with a lot of historical dramas because both my older sisters love the historical drama stuff. So I would watch a lot of historical shows with them. And yeah, I just kind of fell into historical costuming. I think I was 18. And then around that time, I also started, sorry, around that time, I also started looking for, what do you call it? Sewing program. Because I didn't take sewing in school. And that's something I regret, but I was more of a theater kid. So, yeah, I just started looking for a sewing program to try and improve my skills. And I ended up finding costuming for stage and screen at Capilano University. So I took their 2-year program, which was great. I learned so much there. So like, I learned costuming for stage and for screen. So I learned like all the everything that you would do for um, either area in costuming. And then I also learned a lot of historical construction as well as theater construction. So yeah, it was a lot of fun. I think like the first year we had a bunch of like we had construction classes or so we had first year construction, second year construction, and then we had our costuming history. So one of our textbooks from costuming history was this one here. So this isn't a cheap book, but it's that one, the Survey of Historical Costuming or Historical Costumes. So this is the 5th edition. But yeah, this was like full of information and it covers men and women. I don't know. There's a lot of information here. Some Egyptian stuff. So, yeah. Anyways, I think That was actually kind of two questions because someone actually asked what I learned in university. So, yeah. Let's see. Going back to your questions here. I'm glad you're catching these lives too. I'm sorry if I'm missing everyone's questions. These are going by really fast for me. Um, no one is too old for cosplay. I don't know if you guys mentioned it in the comments already, but the grandparent cosplayers, I think that's what they're called. They're like an adorable old Asian couple, and they do a whole bunch of cosplays, and I love seeing their stuff. It's so cute. Oh, yeah. No, definitely no one is too old for cosplay. It is so much fun. Home ec usually only goes over basics. Yeah, I guess technically I took like 3 classes of sewing home ec, but it was more fashion, and fashion's not really my thing. I don't know. So I ended up transferring to a cooking home ed class in high school because that was, well, back then that was more my style. Um, yeah. So, any suggestions on how to grade up Victorian patterns? Like the one I used for my ball gown? So if you're talking about like patterns of fashion, I think Morgan and Bernadette both did a video on it. Unless you're just wondering how to size them up to your size. So if that's the case, then what I would usually do is I would compare my measurements to the garment, because usually like each square is 8, or each square on the patterns of fashion books is 1 inch, I think. I've just got all my books out there right now. So usually like I compare, let's see, for Regency, I'm actually working from this pattern right now for a Regency project. I think I already announced that I'm doing Regency because I'm going to a ball. But yeah, each square is 1 inch, and then usually I just compare my measurements to the measurements on the paper, and I can roughly guess how big I have to size it up. Usually, the easiest thing I find to do is to size it up to what the measurements are in here and then just slash and spread it. Or if that doesn't work, then I usually end up draping it and trying just to find a pattern that looks roughly the same. So there's sometimes where it's just so much easier to drape it than to try and just size it up to your size, which is why mannequins are amazing. Yeah. I'm glad that helps. So I don't know why the comments keep disappearing again on me. This happened in my last video and it was really, really annoying. Yeah, definitely mannequins are a great tool to save up for. I think if you do save up for a mannequin, like one of the professional ones, I definitely recommend probably going a size smaller, or maybe even 2 sizes smaller than your size, just so you can pad it up to your shape. And then it also is great because when you get into Victorian, you can pad it to the silhouette. So if you know you are going to be corseting in 4 inches and these mannequins are hard and do not corset in, then you have a little bit of a rough time. What's up?
I'm taking a loaf of bread and I'm gonna go out for a bit.
Okay. Bye. That was my husband. He's been baking all day. So if you go over to his Instagram, he has like I think 12 loaves of bread that he's been baking today. Oh my goodness. Yeah, unique. I cannot pronounce that right now. That one, yeah. I love my stories. Thank you. Um, I'm glad you're making Robla Princess. They're magical. I may be wearing mine again in 2 weeks, maybe. Either that one or my gala gown. We'll see. Haven't decided yet, but there's shenanigans are afoot in 2 weeks. So yeah. Oh my goodness, seriously, it is so dangerous being married to a baker. um, he has been doing some testing for work, and so he has to make a lot of different recipes, and they usually end up coming home, or he ends up making them at home. And it's just so dangerous because my clothes are getting really tight, and it's not good. Yeah, so it's great being married to a baker, but it's so dangerous. Yeah, like this morning he made eggs Benny for breakfast, and that was amazing. I haven't had eggs Benny in a while, and it was so good. Um, am I going to be making any clothes for my girls? Okay, I have 4 videos that I have filmed and not edited of costumes for my girls. 2 of them were horrible, horrible failures. Because I was trying to make an adult pattern fit my girls, and that it was bad. It was so bad. But I do have videos filmed. I just haven't edited them yet, so I'm probably going to be doing that this summer. So yes, I will have videos coming out for kids clothing. So one of those videos is a I would say 15th century, so late Renaissance garment. So if you've been on my Instagram, you'll have already seen it. And then another one of those is a Viking dress. So they're simple garments, but they're so much fun. And now that my girls are starting to get older, they're very much interested in what I'm making. So that's very exciting. So my eldest, she actually really wants um, oh, we were looking through Pinterest together, and she fell in love with this beautiful pink silk gown. So I'm thinking of maybe making that for her. Not in silk, obviously. I would probably make it in something that is slightly more child friendly, so it wouldn't be completely horrible if she wouldn't got dirty in it. Because yeah, they kids can be kids. um, Ooh, Renaissance medieval patterns that you no longer need. Hmm. No. Um, yeah. So, anyways, kid sizing. Yes, kid sizing is so difficult. I always think like the patterns that or the most recent one that I made, I actually added 6 inches to the hem so I can add length as she grows taller, which I actually think I need to lengthen it now. And then also made it so there's a front lacing and then lacing down either side. So definitely is going to be one that will grow with her, which is very nice. You can say, oh, yes. So I don't know how many of you know, but Noelle is coming up to Canada in 2 weeks for some shenanigans. So, yes, definitely a lot of fun. My kids, um, they're both under 5. I'll say that. I'm very protective of what I share online, so I talk about them a lot, but I'm very protective of, like, I'm not going to show their faces online just because I want them to kind of stay anonymous. Yeah, yeah, kids grow so fast. So, anyways, yes, definitely I'm very careful. Like, I don't post any face photos of them, and usually if I'm posting them in costume, it's from like the neck down, because I want them to be safe. Oh. um, yeah. So, There was a question earlier. What was my favorite color? And I don't remember the second half of that was, but my favorite colors, I don't have a favorite color in particular, but my top three would have to be like a royal blue, um, kind of a mauvey purple, and burgundy. Those are like my three, or I guess fuchsia, like that. This right here, this is coming out way too bright on here. It's much more like a nicer purple in real life, but this is one of my favorite colors. And I love how I look in it. um, but yeah, definitely burgundies, and burgundies, royal blues, and um, fuchsia, I guess, kind of like a plummy fuchsia. um, your 2-year-old silk organza overskirt. That, oh, my youngest would do that. She loves mud. Anything, like, she will just rub her face in mud. It's She's definitely an outdoorsy girl. Yeah. Um, Thoughts about my gravity iron versus standard iron. I absolutely love my gravity iron. If you have the room for it, I definitely recommend you get one. Um, I I steam like crazy. Like, I steam like it's going out of style, and so the gravity iron makes that so much easier. And it just, I don't know. I love them so much, and they're like, I think roughly 5 pounds. They're not light. They're definitely on the heavier side, but it makes it so much nicer to get um, like a nice pressed finish edge. And yeah, it's just absolutely amazing. I love my gravity iron. Like, if I think cost wise, I was going through the domestic irons. I would have to buy a new one every 2 years just because I'm quite hard on my irons. And I used the Silver Star brand. I think, yeah, I picked up Silver Star this time. Silver Star is what my school used, so that's kind of what I just kind of stick with. Um, Same with my sewing machine. Um, so my sewing machine is a Sunstar, and that's also what my school used. So I'm just kind of using what I'm comfortable with. Yeah, the modern irons, they don't last very long and they are so lightweight. Do a video on using the iron. That could be interesting. I could, um, I could try. We'll see. um, yes, I would love to make hobbit dresses for my littles. That would be so much fun because they'd be so cute in them. Trying to make your first corset. It is hard. Any advice for handling curves? Um, if you're having a really, really difficult time with getting the curves right, I would baste the curves together. Um, I think that is the. I think that's what I'd recommend. Like, if it's really tricky fabric to work with, like, it also depends on the fabric you're working with. I usually stick with coutil for my corsets just because I'm familiar with it and I really like how it handles. But if it's really tricky and it's not staying together nicely, I would definitely baste it together. I think you'd have pretty good results. Pretty good results with that. Um, um, any good resources for Victorian maternity wear? Um, Trying to think. I do. Okay, not so much Victorian maternity. 18th century maternity is slightly different. I am working on my project for that because I have made 18th century maternity stays. For a Victorian, though, I would probably stick to something like a tea gown. Um, just because you can get away with not wearing a corset with a tea gown. There are maternity corsets out there. They did exist, and it wasn't really meant to, I guess, cinch in the waist. It was more for supporting your body since you're in a corset. Um, oh, let's see. Was it? I'm trying to remember who did a maternity. I think it was Jennifer, Historical Sewing. She did a maternity. Um, I think it was 1880s. If you look up natural form maternity tea gown by Jennifer of Historical Sewing, I think she has a whole posting on how she did hers. Been looking at the tea gown pattern, but was unsure of the corset aspect. So tea gowns were more when, if I guess in the Victorian time, tea gowns would be worn at home and could be worn without a corset. When you were out visiting and having tea, obviously you would have your corset on because you'd be out visiting. Um, but the tea gown, you make a gown from tea? No, so the Victorians loved um, wearing different outfits for different events. Um, so the tea gown is specifically for, I guess, lounging at home. I think, don't quote me on this, I may be wrong, but the tea gown was also when you could accept male a male suitor into your house. It made things easier for rendezvous. We'll say that. Don't quote me on that. That may just be one of those things that floated around the internet. But I think I thought it was the British that favored tea time. The British love their tea. um, but yeah, tea gowns definitely are. They're stunning. I would love to make a tea gown one day. There's one that I've had my eye on for quite a while now. That's 1890s, and I'm just searching for the right fabric for it. So yeah, actually, okay, I have part of it, but I'm looking for the main fabric, I guess. Well, I can show you. So this is my lace kind of, I guess, trimming for the tea gown that I want to make. So I got this from a local fabric store. Got, I think, 4 meters of this, and it was like $10 for 4 meters. So it's absolutely gorgeous. I love this kind of stuff. It's obviously, it is synthetic, so that's part of the reason why it was so cheap. But definitely is something that I, yeah, just gonna be using in the future once I find the velvet that I'm looking for that gown. So yeah, can confirm we love tea. Oh, that's great, Gilbert. Yeah, I love tea too. In fact, I have a tea latte tonight. So yeah, I love making tea lattes. They're so good. Um, yeah, no, this fabric, I actually got it from Overseas Fabrics. So they are looking actually to set up an online store right now, which is really great because their prices are really good for their fabric. Um, I think they've been in the process of setting up an online store since this summer, but it is a lot of work. So, favorite online fabric stores. So, I haven't bought a lot of fabric online. My most recent purchase would actually be from fabrics-store.com. I think that's right. They sell all linen. So, for that project back there, that is all linen. And then I also bought a bolt of linen. So this was just under 200 bucks. And this is I think it's 3.5 ounces. I don't know. It's a really nice linen for making um, shifts and chemises and all those jazz, or all that jazz. So yeah, I would definitely recommend them. Um, their fabrics are really great and for the most part really affordably priced. So yeah. Other than that, I haven't really had the best of luck buying fabrics online. I know Burnley and Trowbridge is really good. I haven't bought from them yet, but yeah, I know they have great fabric, and then also Renaissance fabrics, so they have really really good fabric. So, am I going to Coco this year? I'm not going to Costume College this year. Um, my husband and I are saving for a house, so we I'm not going to costume college this year. Next year is still debatable. We'll see. It's We really want to buy a house, and costume college is not cheap. So yeah, so no costume college this year. I am going to the Regency Ball on Vancouver Island in April. So I think you can still get tickets for that if you are in the area. Um, the Fellowship of the Enchanting Rose. Oh, nice. I like that. Oh, yes. Um, how is the lace practice going? So I haven't practiced a lot yet. Essentially, I got my pillow done and then I had to put it aside because I have to make my entire Regency wardrobe in 6 weeks. So it won't be too bad. I've already drafted, or I guess I've already done the mock up for, not the mock up. Oh my goodness, draped. There we go. I draped the stays that I'm going to be making. So I'm actually making transitional stays. So there's a pair, I think it's the V&A. There's a pair of transitional stays on the V&A that I'm absolutely in love with. So I'm going to be making those. And then I'm also making petticoat, shift or chemise, whatever you want to call it, and then goodness, the overgown and then an undergown for the Regency. So those are my projects. So if you actually look on my Instagram, I just pretty much told you everything I'm working on for the next 6 weeks. Yes. Am I going to the Victorian Festival? No, I'm not going to the Victorian Festival in March. That falls right around my anniversary. So my husband and I are thinking about doing a trip. So yeah, we don't know where we're going yet, but I know we are going to, that weekend is for us. So definitely it's great that it's so close to home. So if it falls on a different weekend next year, that is a possibility. I hope you have a good night and thank you so much for joining. Oh, there we go. Okay. Historical dress group of the six murderesses from Cell Block Tango. That would be interesting. And I'm part Hungarian, so I can play the one that dies. Spoilers. Yeah, the dress form is one that I made. If you go to my blog, which I haven't posted on it in forever, there's actually a post about how I made my Judy. So there's some information, and if you want to find, I guess, the link to that blog, I think it's on my about page on YouTube, or you can go to my Instagram and it's in my links or my link tree. So, am I ever coming out east? I would love to come out east. I really would love to go to Prince Edward Island. It's I'm a Canadian. I have to go to Prince Edward Island and see Green Gables. So I think that's every girl's dream. Um, would you have a babysitter for an anniversary? Red, yes, so true. My mother-in-law was actually just in town and she surprised us with a date. So my husband and I went and played arcade games. So I did DDR. It was great. Florida is nice. I would love to go to Disney World, so that's in Florida, right? um, yeah, definitely. I've been to Disneyland twice, but Disney World is still on my list of travel destinations. So one day in the future, maybe when my kids are older, because then we can go on all the rides together. So yeah, I don't know. um, no, I'm so jealous of everyone that's making plans for the trip to Bath in May. I think it's the first weekend of May. Oh, yeah, I think they're going to have a fabulous time, and I'm going to be FaceTiming them because I'm going to be all jealous and at home, but yeah. um, invade invade Green Gables in costumes. That would be so much fun. And we all need big sleeves. Yeah. Plan a long trip to Walt Disney World as it's big. I would love to go to the Beauty and the Beast castle. That would be so amazing. And then, of course, dine at the Be Our Guest restaurant. Such a sucker for that. And now they have the Enchanted Rose, I think Enchanted Rose Cafe. Might be cafe. I don't know if that's what it's called. But I would love to go there and, of course, take my picture next to it. um, so actually, that's a question I get a lot: is why I picked Enchanted Rose costumes as my name. Well, Beauty and the Beast is my absolute favorite Disney film, and I really, really love in roses. So it was like Enchanted Rose. It's perfect. We'll just go with that. And at the time, actually, when I created it, it was for a project in school. We had to create a business name for one of our classes, and it just kind of stuck. So that's how that name kind of came around. Um, how old are corsets? Um, well, the term corsets officially kind of, well, I guess the term corset officially came around in early 19th century. Before that, they were called stays. And then before that, you would have, I guess, a pair of bodies, which is, I guess, similar to stays. Um, yeah, just they've been around for a long time. Like I think during the medieval time, they had supported bodices, which were quite tight and would just keep everything in place. I don't know exactly when everything started, though. I think, yeah, there's there's a lot I still don't know about history. Like seriously, the more you learn about history, the more there is to know. Um, Disneyland is Cali, Disney World is Florida. Yes. Dress form. Bath tickets are sold out. Yes, they sold out. I think it was the beginning of October. Um, yeah, I I was so close to buying tickets for that, but just it was not in the budget this year, so sad face. There will be more balls in the future. Actually, that is something thinking about. I've kind of been throwing around the idea of trying to organize a ball, I guess, in Canada. Um, I know there's been talks about having other balls elsewhere, and I think there's like 18th century balls, but I would love to do an actual, like, ticketed event and have live music. And I think it would just be so much fun. Now, it is a lot of work, and I have very horrible planning skills. Um, but I think it would be a lot of fun to have a ball in Canada. So, I don't know. If you guys have great planning skills and maybe want to help me plan something, let me know. um, yeah. Yes, I'm going to be living vicariously through their videos as well. Noelle has already informed me that she is going to be vlogging everything and just sending me updates, so that'll be really nice. Yes, we need more Canadian events. You and your husband will come. That is fabulous. Canadian balls. Okay, yes. Well, we could chat via email, Jennifer. I don't know. You build it and they will come. See, that would be amazing. I don't know where it would happen, but it would be so much fun. Oh my goodness, now I have to start looking more into that, you guys. How about in Victoria? Yes, there is. The Empress, of course, does. You can rent out the Empress. Like that's where the Victorian or the Regency Ball is going to be happening. I'm sorry if I'm making you guys nauseous with this continual blurring in and out. I'm just trying to read the comments and I keep on accidentally hitting the screen so it tries to focus on my finger. There we go. Okay, so now we're gonna have to look more into Regency Ball, or not Regency, Victorian or Edwardian Ball. So if you guys want to do that, please let me know, because I think that would be a lot of fun. I think Montana is lovely. I've driven through Montana, but I've never actually stopped. Okay, so lots of positive feedback for a ball in Canada. I'm gonna have to look into things now. Okay, so I'm getting nowhere with my mock-up tonight. Love to help plan a ball in Canada. Okay, this is just gonna have to be a thing now. I guess I've opened that door. Golden Age ball, yes. You know, get everyone to show up in. Yeah, maybe after I finish my Worth gown. There we go. Yes, Texas is quite far away. Never been to Texas. It is very far away. Live outside Seattle. I need any help. Yes, I would love help. Walk up, we have you trapped in the sky. Yeah, well, I started, I guess, okay, well, I'm mostly altering my pattern. So, I don't know. I want to make my skirt wider. Because I remember the last time I made this pattern, the skirt was not wider or wide enough. So I really want a very, very, very full skirt. Sorry. Yes. Worth gowns, a worth ball. It'll be hashtag worth it. Oh. Seriously, my humor is so bad. Oh. Well, if you don't have a Worth gown, you can create another gown that suits you perfectly. Definitely, a Worth gown would not be a requirement to go to the ball. That's why you can't get things done. Puns. Yep. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Well, hopefully Kathy will have her peacock dress done by then. Um, is there a place to see Worth gowns? Definitely, there's like many books that you'd have a bunch of Worth gowns in it. Also, you can type in extant Worth gowns and hundreds of them will show up. Even just typing in like gowns by Charles Frederick Worth, he has many, many gowns out there. I think they, I don't know how long the House of Worth was open, but I think it closed down, I want to say the 1960s, but I don't know for sure. Um, yeah. Ball in our area would be perfect, yeah. No, definitely there are hundreds of thousands of Worth gowns. Um, yeah, I got a hold one last summer and it was so cool. There's a collector in Vancouver that I made an appointment with, and he let me study his gowns, and yeah, it was just so amazing to see a Worth gown up close. So that was a lot of fun. And actually, I used some of the construction techniques that I saw in that gown um, in my constellation gown. So that was fun. Um, Moved to Vancouver a year ago. Welcome to Vancouver. um, yeah, pretty sure Worth was around for over 100 years. I can't remember when the House of Worth opened. I think it was in the 1860s, so that would make sense. Um, you've given up on sewing cording channels. Yes. The transitional stays that I'm making for my Regency gown, they have a lot of cording in them. So, well, not a ton, but there's cording, like the cording around the bust to support the bust, I guess, kind of acts as an underwire. So we'll see how that goes. I haven't fully decided how I'm going to construct those yet. Um, I've made one mock-up so far, so definitely I'm going to be experimenting with those a little bit more. But definitely cording is going in there, and I'm hoping I'll be able to get them done, well, at least before April. Yeah, my goal is to get the most of the undergarments done before the first week of April. So we'll see how that goes. Wish me luck, guys, because it is a lot of work. It is so much work. Prior Tire has a blog on how to organize a ball. Okay, I'm gonna have to look into that later because I have not seen that. How much Harris tweed Edwardian ladies suit would cost? I have no idea. I don't even know how much the Harris tweed wool would be. Oh, I don't know if there's any way you can find that out really. Edwardian, probably looking at about, depending on your height, about 6 meters for the skirt. Vest is probably meter and a half. And then the jacket is probably 3 meters. So definitely a lot of wool there, and I know it's not cheap fabric, but I don't know the exact cost. Love these live chats while you're finishing your seams. I'm glad. It is lovely to chat with you guys. Oh, seriously, like, I look forward to these every month. I always work myself up beforehand because I'm always nervous, but once I'm actually like chatting with you guys, it's delightful. It's really delightful. Well, You're doing better than me. I was trying to do alterations on a pattern. Um, yeah. Oh my goodness. Zipper foot attachment is what I was told for cording. Yes, zipper foot is fabulous for cording. That is what I used when I was cording my 1890s corset. So definitely zipper foot is amazing. House of Worth, 1858 to 1956, and then revived in 1999. So there we go, the dates. Where would I recommend buying Regency stays? Red Threaded does have Regency stays, and I know she does have plus sizes on there, so definitely check out Red Threaded if you are looking for Regency stays. Not sure where else, but Red Threaded I know does offer Regency stays, and their products are amazing. I got to see them close up when I was at Costume College this past summer. Oh my goodness, I really want their S-Bend corset. It is so pretty, and yeah, definitely, definitely going to be looking into purchasing one of those because I don't think I want to make an S-Bend. I don't know. I don't have the I don't know if I have the stamina to make an S-Bend yet. Maybe one day. Oh. Yes, Kathy's P.O. Box address is the House of Worth address in Paris, which is fabulous. I was totally fangirling when I saw that. Yep, and Kathy was so thrilled when she shared that. Figuring out where I was struggling with your tatting. So here's to progress. Yay, progress! Harris tweed, about $57 US a meter. So that's a lot of money for a Harris tweed outfit if it's roughly, that's probably around, let's say 10 meters. That would be $570 just in fabric. And if you're getting to someone to make it, probably about $3,000. Yeah. Oh. Oh, I hope you have a good night. Which actually it is getting close to the hour mark, so about 2 minutes left, you guys. I had fun chatting tonight. I definitely is going to be fun doing this again. Question for you guys. I mentioned it in the community page that I was looking at getting a P.O. box. Are you guys wanting me to get a P.O. box? Like, would you like to send me letters? I don't know. So let me know what your thoughts are on that. And then something else. I am looking at getting a Patreon. I don't know what exactly I could offer, really. Like, I guess early access to videos and things. But yeah, I don't know if you guys would be interested in a Patreon or a P.O. box. Definitely let me know. I don't know, just I'm putting out my feelers right now. I guess we'll see where that goes. So yes. Vote yes to P.O. box and Patreon. Okay. Yeah. I'll see what I can do. We'll see. Yeah, okay. So thank you so much for joining me tonight, you guys. You were all amazing. Be prepared to get a ton of mail. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Mail is much preferred to parcels. Just a heads up if I do open one. So yeah. I think that's all for this evening. Thank you so much for joining me, everyone. I hope you all have a lovely evening. It was delightful talking to you. You guys are all still saying yes to Patreon and the PO box. Okay, I'll definitely look into it and I'll let you guys know what I decide on. So I hope you all have a lovely night and I will see you next time. My next video, I think it's probably not going to be out for another 3 weeks, just because I still have to film. Well, I still have to make it and film it. So yeah, I will see you all soon. And yeah, I hope you guys have a good night. Bye.